So second half then gets underway here in this AFC Cup encounter. Thanh Ho yet to get on the score sheet against the Global Cebu FC that were pinned back for much of that first half. Jamie Reeves, your thoughts on those first 45 minutes?
I can't help thinking that Global will have gone in much the happier of the two teams. They'll be delighted to have gotten to half-time 0-0. If they could take that result to the final 90 minutes, then that's a point earned. They'd be thrilled.
Rufo with the ball. Darryl Roberts couldn't keep on his feet. Couldn't stay on his feet, rather, and that was an important intervention as well.
Well, it's a dangerous situation for the home team there. Good work from Rufo in the wide position.
It's about the first bit of action we've seen Tiandu have in this game, really, apart from goal kick.
I think Thanh Ho will be quite happy with their performance in the first half, but you have to turn that into clear-cut chances, and you have to convert some of those. And really, apart from corner kicks, they didn't really create too many opportunities where they looked like they might score. And possessions were fine, but you have to turn it into something more positive.
The other two teams in this group will be facing off on Tuesday. Bali United of Indonesia, they've got some money in that team. They've got some really good players as well. And Yangon United of Myanmar. They'll be obviously hoping this ends in a draw.
It's a fascinating little group, isn't it? As you say, Bali have got plenty of money and named players, but Yangon were a decent side last season as well. I think there could be some upsets in this group.
Here's Karube. And it's another cross. Lots and lots of them in this match.
Robert's shaking his head ruefully there, but he did use his hand to control the ball, so it was a fair decision. And it was a nice situation down that left flank for Thanh Ho. Clever little ball, little drag back, and the cross came in, but the two central defenders, Lee Jong-min and Dos Santos, have been excellent for Global so far.
Well, we've seen a free kick from a similar sort of distance up the other end from Minh Tuan, which hit the target but caused absolutely no problems for Dato. Think he's going to try the same something?
You feel he's got to do a bit more with it than he has so far.
Well, he did a bit more with it, just not the target.
Yeah, they pursed lips there. He's a bit disappointed with himself on that. I think what we did see is that he did try to get a bit more on the ball, but in doing so he just ballooned it. An eminently forgettable effort.
Rufo was questioning the referee. He said he's the one who's fouled.
He's claiming that the defender made a back for him, but I think Rufo was jumping all over him, in all honesty. There's
Dos Santos. There's a nice little battle between him and Offeret, which I think he's won most of them.
I think Dos Santos is one of those central defenders who's happiest when he's got a centre forward to deal with, which is what he's got today. What he doesn't want is a little guy who's running all over the place. Throw the ball in the air, give him things to challenge for. He's enjoying himself.
Basically, he'd rather be with Offeret rather than Minh Tuan.
Yes, absolutely.
Who's the one causing problems when he gets those through balls. Karube, Fai. This is Vanta. Who finds Fai again. Now it could be dangerous. Ball in. Barbasso puts it up for a corner.
Good defending from Barbasso there. Because that looked a dangerous situation for a moment.
Well, we did say the corners have been entertaining. It's the first one of the second half. It's drilled in. And Roberts, he's been very prominent at these corners.
Well, that's the corner that they defended very well. The ball was fired in from Mintuan.
It's becoming a familiar refrain from the referee. No more. Been pretty lenient, hasn't he, so far?
Yeah, you can see he does it quite nicely, the referee, and he does it with a bit of a smile on his face. Doesn't alienate players too much.
But as a former player, when you see a referee being a little bit soft, you'll push the envelope, won't you?
Personally, no, obviously not.
Yes, kids, that's please listen to Mr. Jamie Reeves.
Yeah. And players will always get away with as much as they can with any referee.
There were little bubbling moments, weren't there? Just bubbling, but nothing really blew up. Bravo does seem to be the favourite word of Mihail. And he'll want a goal. Roberts, good feet from him, he wins the free kick now. Could that be the first yellow card?
Yeah, it could easily have been, but I suppose for consistency, you know, the argument would be, well, it's no worse than plenty of the other fouls we've seen. But as a cumulative thing, like when there's a number of fouls, because it's a bad challenge, he knew he was going to catch his man then. But so far, we don't seem to have got too many vendettas.
They have given them a set piece, which Global could prove dangerous. Del Rosario into the box. Fai puts it up for a corner. He feels there was a little shove.
There's a good ball played in by Del Rosario. It was one of those that just seemed to hang and hang and hang in the air. In the end, Fai had very little alternative than to knock it out for a corner. Here again we see the zonal marking compared with the man-for-man at the other end.
Yeah, he just said something about Karube in your zone. And that's fine. Lovely header. Now can they launch something here? Van Tang wanted the ball at his feet. Van Bakel. Heavy touches all around.
I think the crowd quite clearly trying to raise their team here, aren't they? It's not going quite so well for Tan Ho at the second half.
Ding Dong clears for Van Bakel. Don't forget, right after this, will be another AFC Cup game, another Vietnamese side, of course, because of the New Year celebrations happening next week. They are in action, Som Nam Nhan, up against Tampines Rovers of Singapore. There's Rufo with the touch. He's had a lonely job this evening. The fullback gets involved here, Schwantan. Delightful little touch there from Fai. Bit more stretched in this second half. Now Rufo. Bugas. Towards Rufo again. Van Bakel's got the better of him this time. Roberts.
think the story of the corners tells you which has been the more dominant side, but I wouldn't have thought the first 10 minutes of the second half would have brought much pleasure for Mario Michal, the coach. Home side not really in much of a rhythm at the present. Wondering how long it is before we see Din Tong, the number 2, coming on. I think he would introduce a slightly different option for Tan Ho.
Yeah, he scored a hat-trick, of course, in that qualifier against Eastern. Yeah. Duzon wanted that throw in, not given. Swantan will take it for Tan Ho, who may, as Jamie said, try to inject something fresh into this. Onus on them for the 3 points. Dos Santos ball up to Rufinho. There's a rare shot of Buitendung. Vantan did well. Wants the ball back in some space here, Vantan. Good delivery required. Well, Offrey got some kind of contact on that.
That was a little bit behind him. That was the problem.
He was in a great position, wasn't he, though? Needed a good delivery on him. Karube. Now, we haven't said anything about Mintuan in the second half.
I think the home team will be a little bit more encouraged by that opportunity that they created there.
That was a mixture of the ground and player combining on Bugas. If you were advocating for Din Tong to come on, would you think about maybe taking off Offrey?
Yes. I think that at the moment Dos Santos is bossing him and they're playing the ball up.
Roberts trying to just knock that down for Rufo.
Whereas if they were to bring on Din Tong, he's a different type of player. You're not going to throw it in the air and ask him to win headers, but he has got more pace, he has got more mobility. And Dos Santos is loving this.
Yeah. He's won pretty much all their duels, hasn't he?
Well, what happens when you punt the ball up like that? The central defender has got a nice opportunity to take a run up and attack the ball, whereas the centre forward is already underneath it. You know yourself, if you take a running jump, you can get much higher. Centre halves love that.
Here is the man in question, Dos Santos. Looking for Rufo. There's an offside anyway on him from the Spaniard. Well, Jamie, we just talked about it. It's happened. Let's give ourselves a little pat on the back there. As the first substitution is made. Din Tong replaces the relatively ineffective Offrey. But now we might see more concerted attacks, especially on the ground. Wongto looking for his fullback. That was a high boot, surely just on the edge of the area. Din Tong goes down.
Well, I think the referee's taken a very liberal view of that one. I thought that looked a clear foul. Well, how's that not a foul?
Well, that looked pretty clear-cut. Casambre has hurt himself in the process.
Sometimes players in a situation like that, they stay down feigning an injury to take the pressure off, but looked to me like Casambre took a big chunk out of Dindong, didn't get anywhere near the ball.
That was right on the edge of the area when I looked back at that as well.
It was very marginal, wasn't it? Right on the sort of the corner of the area, and the referee's given nothing. He stopped play because of the injury.
There's the confirmation of the change. Din Tung offered it. He scored a hat-trick, as I mentioned earlier, against Eastern in the qualifiers for the AFC Champions League, which Thanh Ho were eligible for. Scored 2 goals in a minute. And one right at the very end to cap off a wonderful 4-2 victory against Eastern of Hong Kong. He started in that last game against Suwon, but really didn't get much joy in that.
It wasn't a great night to be a centre forward, was it? He was always going to live off scraps, and that's exactly what was served to him. But now they need to get some rhythm going. They need to get this fella on the ball, and they need to get their fast players a bit more involved in the game.
With his passing ability, Jamie, and setting those two off, it really could be quite dangerous now. As that goes back to Bui Ten Dung. I feel that this is a pivotal sort of moment in this game now, period. With this change for Thanh Ho. There's Van Bakel looking for fire, and that was coming in from an offside position.
Bravo, bravo, Omar, bravo.
Certainly Michal comes from the positive school of coaching. He seems fairly happy with what's going on, from what we're hearing. I feel this is the man that can help unlock this global Cebu defence. Gizon does well. And foul on Roberts.
Well, you could see there Din Tung going looking for action. Don't be fooled by the number 2 on his back. He plays very much as a striker.
Come, you.
Antoine just hasn't got into this second half yet. I think you may have just heard the coach, Michal, saying he wants Karube to be a bit more vocal. Here's Antoine.
A slightly disappointing passage there from Thanh Ho, and I don't think they've had a good second half so far.
There's a foul on the substitute Din Tung. Just slow down a little bit the game.
Go.
Up towards Fai, he doesn't get there. Din Tung. They had to get that right. Jung Min to the rescue, but Fai, he could have shot earlier. Here's Fai. Excellent save from Dato. Best chance of the game, Jamie Reeves.
The best moment of the game by a long way. Terrific build-up play. Fai did so well, created the opportunity. Wasn't the world's worst strike. Too close to the keeper, admittedly. This is lovely, the dummy there. Oh my. Completely sold his man. Actually, a nice height for Dato to save. Great work from the big fella.
It's one of the few saves Dato's had to make today. There's that big throw in from Din Dong. It's more loopy than anything else. Is it me or is it getting more foggy out there, Jamie?
It does seem to me to be. I thought it was just my eyesight going on me, but you're right. It's not really a very long throw, is it, that he's got?
I didn't even try to go for that one. 7 shots to 2. They are dominating in that department, but only a couple of those really have required Dato to make any kind of save.
But I think it's significant that that they did get a really good chance for Faye there. You know, so far it's been sort of, well, that could have been a bit of a chance. That was a situation where we thought, come on, this is going to be a goal. And I think the team can take encouragement from that. And they will be feeling Global haven't had a competitive game since the end of last year. Their fitness, their match fitness, will be more suspect.
So around, say, the 70-minute mark is maybe when we could see things happening. It's only a few minutes away. Global themselves might look at making a few changes. The challenge from Min-Tuan.
The Global can't make too many changes. They've only got 5 outfield players on the subs bench.
Yes, that's a very good point. Only 6 subs in total for Global.
They have got a couple of players who'll be champing at the bit. Jordan Jarvis in particular, the Aussie, will be desperate to get on.
Here's Fai. Looking for his new forward partner, Din Tung.
Come, Omar.
Karube just clears that forward, and it comes right back. Could there be a problem here?
Hello,
Roberts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Đây này, mic này đang. Alo. 1.
Well, this fella hasn't really had too much to do, has he? Van Bakel throughout the game acquitted himself well.
Santos, now a new battle forming with Fai. Karube.
I think Global did their homework on Fai quite effectively. They've made sure players are very close to him all the time, tried not to give him any space to play in.
There's a ball out there for Din Dong to chase. Lost its intensity, this match, in the last 10 minutes or so. He's allowed that to bounce Dos Santos. As this progresses, Global will be thinking now, let's play this out, a golden draw, perfect. Clean sheet at 1 point.
Yeah, they'd be delighted with a point.
Foul, look ball.
It's been a little stop-start, hasn't it?
Referee, and no doubt that was a foul, as are we. Roberts really struggled to make much of an impression in the game, and to be honest, Rufo's been much more peripheral second half.
Come!
Buckle with the clearance. Huang Tring. Guardia looking at Roberts. Tiandong, one of the biggest shouts of the night. And he comes out to gather that ball. "20 minutes or so left in this. And as the time ticks away, Thanh Ho start to feel that pressure of not getting on the score sheet. Play on, says the referee, and that's a good call. Needed to get feet right there. Late reaction there from Fai.
I think Barbasso really struggled to pull Fai back to his feet there, but that was a great situation and a lovely ball played in. I'm not quite sure about the decision making.
So Van Tan, who was fairly lively in the first half, he's replaced by Trong Huang. Trong Huang. Here's a midfielder, 28-year-old. An attacking midfielder, rather. Can play as striker, a Vietnam international. A good record for his country as well. So, nice name to be able to bring off the bench. Now wide here to Xuan Tan. Now Fai. Bit of space here, Barbosa makes a mistake. Out for a corner.
And who's the man clearing the ball? Yet again, Dos Santos. He's had a monster game for Global. Well, first half they looked really dangerous from corner kicks. Not being quite so disconcerting for Global in the second half.
Yeah, past that one. Van Buckle. There was a touch as well from Rufo.
It's a little bit of a mismatch between those two, to be honest, but the ball at a height that Rufo could get to. The kick plug in that near post.
One more! Hey! No, that is safe!
Across the goal, Fai over! Fai with the goal! An emphatic header, absolutely unmarked.
And it arose out of a variation on the corner kick. Instead of just pumping it in the middle, the short corner kick, lovely piece of skill in the wide position, and that's absolutely fizzed across. How difficult is that when the ball's driven across like that, to get a front-on header and get the angle right? Terrific work from the big man. It was Xuan Tan who got the cross in as well.
That came at him at real pace, didn't it?
He fired it in. And Fai, well, we picked him, didn't we, from the earliest moments as being the key man for them. And the man who's off the pitch, Ofere, is probably thinking, why wasn't I there when they knocked in a ball like that? And the reaction of the players and the crowd, you can see the tension has been lifted for Thanh Ho.
I was just going to say that. It's relief as well. Finally got their goal. Now, how will Global respond? This is Dizon. It's been fairly quiet in the second half. Barbaso.
Body language of the global players is very negative at the moment.
Foul on Rufo. Wins a free kick. Swanton looks disappointed with himself.
Yeah, silly challenge to make. Rufo was going nowhere there. Why would you do that? Just put your team under pressure. I think Del Rosario's delivery on these free kicks has been excellent. But this is probably the nicest angle he's had to work with.
Again, good shape on that, but it's fine. He does his defensive work. Well, wouldn't it be something here if Global can hit back almost immediately? They've offered very little going forward. Del Rosario. Nothing wrong with that challenge. Fire with that important touch. And the new man in, showing some pace there, Dintung.
And he pretty much ran into the wall that is Dos Santos, didn't he?
He hasn't been able to run at anyone yet, has he? Apart from that little one there, but that's what they're concerned about. If he can just get the ball, run at players. Karube. Guardia with a shot, with a pass through to Roberts. Linking up a little bit better midfield the second half overall. Global. Karube. Fantastic ball. There's the man we wanted to see a bit more of. Dintung. Another lovely crossing. Fine says there was a touch off Barbaso.
Well, that's the kind of mismatch that they would have been praying for, really. Faye up against Jerry Barbaso.
Global make their first change. Del Rosario is taken off. They're going to have to go for it here. Marasigan is one of the new signings to come in. Well, I think that was a close chance, just judging from the reaction, Jamie.
Well, from what we could see, it looked like an extremely good chance. Once again from a set piece.
They haven't got much time left, Global Cebu, to turn this around. Barbaso with the header, comes nicely back for Dintung, and he wins a free kick. Getting to cause a few problems here.
Yeah. But it's a situation there, Dos Santos having to deal with a player who has got a lower centre of gravity, changes direction a little bit quicker. And because it's a big man against a little man, it looks like a clear foul. Dos Santos arguing there wasn't much in it, but that's who he'd rather mark, Faye.
I think Faye's just giving him a little note of sympathy there.
Yeah. It's the sort of the big man's club, isn't it? What can you do with these little fellas? Well, first time we've seen Karube on these free kicks. So far it's Mintuan who's dominated things. I think he might go for the near post here, lots of space.
Well, need to get over the wall. Won't be disappointed with that. And his expression tells you extremely embarrassed.
Oh, there's a lovely reaction from the young man though, I like that.
I think Mintuan will be saying, that's why I take the free kicks.
Yeah.
Here's Fai, lovely work from Fai. Dintung! They've combined quite well since introduction. Mintuan, no penalty, says the referee. Well, that's going to be a nice one to look at again. Roberts goes down.
Well, there was a lot to talk about in there. Another lovely touch from Fai. Well, that really wasn't the incident that we were interested in, but...
Talking of duels, though, Van Buckle seems to be winning his at the moment with Rufo, in the second half particularly. Barbaso trying to do it on his own.
Well, first time we've seen him in alien territory, I think.
Picking around, there's Karube. Nabugas. Is there a no foul there on Roberts? Can they do something here? Everyone just stop for a second. Ube. The best pass to Mintuan. It's the new man in, Madasigan, who's come out on this right-hand side.
Well, that was the moment, really. To be perfectly honest, that's what Darryl Roberts has been waiting all game for. And it's Barbaso in that alien territory there, getting a great cross in, and I thought Roberts probably should have done better with that. Got the run on the defender, got the run on his man, and needed to hit the target. And to be fair to them, Global have actually come back pretty well since they conceded the goal.
Dintung up against Jongmin. He's done his job. He's winning free kicks for his side. He's causing a few problems. He's probing, making some nice runs.
And he seems to combine well with Faye, doesn't he?
Oh, he was clearly offside though. Again, nice technique though, straight to the goalkeeper.
I think the officials got it right, but it was a lovely first touch and he did get his shot away very effectively. I think he's looked as if he's enjoyed his game a lot more since Ofere went off.
Here's Karube. Couldn't believe that went against him. Hasn't really been able to get into the game since his introduction. Rufo was in a good bit of space there. Oh, that's a nasty looking challenge. Now, when we see the first booking of this match in the 85th minute.
Yeah, that absolutely had to be a yellow card. Really ugly challenge. And actually, it was one of those situations, players at full stretch can easily get hurt in that situation.
Robandai with the yellow card, the challenge on Dizon.
Well, the man who's taken most of the free kicks from this side has gone off now, Del Rosario. Same for the Brazilian central defender. Will he chip it up or will he ever go for goal? He's looking like he fancies a pop at goal here. Centre halves usually go for power rather than subtlety in these situations.
Dos Santos. Now, trying to release their players. Saw the danger early, Barbaso. And Buckle. There's Fai. For once his touch deserts him, but they do win the ball back here. Global. Dintong. That's the kind of ball he wants, over the top, and he can race onto.
Yeah, it was the right sort of ball for him, but unfortunately he ran out of space.
Here's Rufo. There's a fellow striker, Jamie. I think you have a bit of sympathy for him, don't you? Today it's just lonely for him, isn't it, up there?
It is. He's worked tirelessly for the team, but it's a little effect in the end.
Good position here, and they'll get a corner.
No, I think that's cannoned off his own man, isn't it?
Yes. That's the fog, I tell you, Jamie.
Yep. Trung Huang there, getting one of his few touches on the ball. Well, this was a fella I expected to see on a lot earlier, Jordan Jarvis. Yeah, he's really one of the coming young men, 19 years of age, Australian born, I think, and a real talent, we understand.
He's on as a man he replaces. Gallardo has a bit of thinking to do for the next round of matches. Has only had this group of players for about 5 weeks, Jamie. It's one of the mitigating circumstances, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, their fitness has looked pretty good, hasn't it, Global? I was expecting players to go down with cramp and to be struggling late on, but no real sign of that. Oh, well played.
It's just so good to watch on the ball.
There's a little bit of Yaya Toure about him, isn't there? He's a giant of a man, but he's got these really balletic feet. He can change direction very easily.
Man of the match for you, Fai?
I think so. I mean, if they manage to get a point global for Global, then quite clearly Dos Santos would have been the man of the match, but Fai gets it for me. Not too many coming forward for this set piece, are there? They don't want the second goal particularly.
Well, there's a man you'd want in the corner. I think that's just gone out. Roberts with the header. There's Wong Tring. Inside the 90 minutes already. Jong Min. Marasigan. Looking for Rufo. 3 minutes of added time. Here's Roberts. Now Marasigan. They'll try to pull forward here. Important work there from Kanube.
Wasn't it just? Excellent work from the Japanese there.
I think that's onside. Oh, that took a while. I think that's a close call. That's the ball that they were trying to look at to get Dintrong involved.
Linesman was very quick with the flag there. I think he probably was just about right. But certainly Dintrong has played an important part since he came on. He seems to have livened things up in the attacking third. It's all happened a bit quicker now.
Food for thought from Mihail.
Yes.
Because of course their domestic league doesn't start for a while yet, so it's more AFC action. Well, we did say it was always some threat of bubbling over.
Sin Chuan, the referee, once again nipping in quickly. I think it was a perfectly correct decision. Studs were showing it was a dangerous challenge.
Well, credit to him, Jamie, he's only pulled out one card, and we thought it might be a bit too lenient.
He's kept everyone on the pitch and he's kept the game flowing.
There's Roberts. It's gone up for a corner. Oh no,
offside.
Offside there, the flag.
Yeah, Roberts a little bit unlucky. I think it might be Dos Santos in the end. Not often that you find a centre-half getting caught offside in open play, but there you go. Doesn't really deserve to be on the losing side, Dos Santos. And I think Global can take a lot of positives from the game. And certainly they'll be really pleased to get 90 minutes of competitive football under their belts.
Yeah, next up for Tan Ho, they play Yangon United in Myanmar. And Global will be at home against Bali United. You can see what the idea was there. And that will be a yellow card.
Yeah, I think having given a yellow for that earlier challenge, that one clearly had to be yellow. Coming right through the back there, Dos Santos. He's had a fine game, but he certainly deserved the yellow card for that one.
Now, can they do something here with this final bit of action, this free kick? It's fair distance out.
Why wouldn't you take a shot at goal here? Referee's almost got his whistle in his mouth ready.
It is indeed, has it? Took a bit of a deflection, that doesn't matter, it's all over. Tan Ho have got the all-important win thanks to Papa Omar Fai with a bullet header following what's been a relatively one-sided match in the first half, a bit more balance in the second, Jamie, but this is the right result for you?
I think so. I think they did enough to win the game, and I'm quite not surprised that Fai got the winning goal. He's the outstanding talent in this team, and I thought it was a good performance from the home side.
Thank you very much, Jamie Reeves, along with me in the commentary position. The AFC Cup gets off to an entertaining start with Tan Hoa beating Global Cebu FC of the Philippines by 1-0.
Ready.